Hello guys and girls, welcome back to the Racing Line for another circuit guide here on iRacing. It's week 6 out of 12 already of Season 1 2023 in the D-Class Fixed GR86 Cup. Once again with me driving the Toyota GR86. This week is Summit Point Raceway, that little circuit that we all know and love. It's one of the free tracks. Everybody knows this circuit pretty much. Date and time is set to the 1st of March 2023 at 4:30 in the afternoon to match the official race time. Same format as before, breakdown lap followed by a full speed uninterrupted lap followed by an off-board lap with some overtaking hints and tips, and then of course this is filmed before the week has begun, so it's difficult to compare lap times, but let's see if we can help you guys find some time. Don't forget they changed the setup. This is done using baseline, and I think they changed it to some sort of fixed sprint setup, so please bear that in mind, but driving the track is going to be the same. Left hand side of the circuit, ready for the tight right hander of turn 1. It's a hairpin in the braking zone. From what I can remember, this is the only car that brakes as late as this. Is actually close to the 2 cones, just before the 2 cones there. Hard on the brakes, down into first gear, get it towards the apex and then get straight back on that throttle. You don't have to be smooth on the throttle there. You can really get the power down. The traction will kick in if you've got too much steering angle in, so be careful not to put too much steering input in, and you should be able to get a nice exit. Next braking zone is just a quick dab of the brakes just as the road on the right ends. You're going to tap the brakes. You might have to go down to 3rd. You could also get away with 4th. You can see it stays in the rev range, but again, you're straight back on that power. No smoothness of the throttle needed. Flat out pretty much up until this point. You might need a slight lift just to get the nose in to keep it around the middle of the track, and that fence post on the right, as soon as that comes out of shot, that's when we're going to be on the brakes. 4th, down to 1st gear again. Hold it tight. Smooth on the power here because you can lose the rear end. Up into 2nd, over to the left hand side. Dirt patch on the left is when we're going to start turning in and rolling into this right hander, and again we're just going to dab the brakes back down to 1st so that we can get straight back on that power right up to the rev range, and now we're flat out all the way through this section. We really opened up that right. You can cut this left a little bit, get over to the left to really open up this right-hander so you don't have to put too much steering input in. Again, you should be able to reach 4th gear just as you exit that corner. Steering input is key through that whole S section. And now the braking zone for the final turn, which is normally tricky because it's something to do with the pit lane on the right, but this time it's just as we approach that dirt patch on the left. Dab the brakes again, down into 3rd I did here, but it's on the cusp of being in 3rd or 4th. So you can try whatever you feel comfortable with. I just went down to 3rd because I feel more comfortable in that higher rev range, so that I wait for the blue lights to change gear. And that is a lap of Summit Point Raceway, a 1:21.1. Let's do the same thing, full speed, uninterrupted this time. So left hand side looking for the 2 cones just before them. Hard on the brakes. 5th. Down to 1st gear, braking in a straight line, get it turned in towards the apex curb, start accelerating straight away. As soon as you hit that midpoint of the circuit, the midpoint of the corner, sorry, up through the gears you go. Hold it tight to the right hand side. Looking for the road on the right. Up into 4th we go. As the road ends, we're going to dab the brakes. Dab now. Get it turned in. Downshift if you need to. Get straight back on that power. Careful not to run too wide on the exit. Keep it to the left hand side now. You're not quite going to reach 5th gear. We're just going to lift off as we turn in to keep it in the middle of the road. Fence on the right, hard on the brakes, down to 1st gear. Again, turn in, hold it tight to the curb, accelerate out up into 2nd. Keep it on the left hand side. Dab the brakes, down to 1st again, hold it tight to the right. Come right out to the left hand side, full speed. Flat out all the way through here. We've opened up this right-hander. We cut this left a little bit in 3rd gear. Aim to be on the left-hand side of the circuit so that we can get a smooth steering input into this right-hander. Right out to the left-hand side as we go up into 4th on the exit. Keep it on the left-hand side now, ready for the final turn. Look for the dirt patch on the left. Dab the brakes. Down to 3rd gear if you need to. Again, you might be able to get away with keeping it in 4th, but you get a nice exit. You can use all that curb on the exit. You won't get a 1x as long as you don't go on the gravel, and then across the line for a 1:21.1. It's a quick little track, difficult to pass on, so as usual that's pretty much it for me, so I'm going to leave you with this off-board lap. Overtaking zones, realistically, this one. Straight into turn 1, slipstreaming down that main straight, send it down the inside. If you're going to defend, you can actually get around the outside as well. It's a perfect overtaking opportunity. Sometimes the battle will continue down into this left-hander, although risky if you're on the outside because you're trusting the guy on the inside to give you room on the exit, and normally they won't do that. So if you're on the outside there, I'd back out. This one is also a high-risk maneuver. If you overtake into this next heavy braking zone, some people commit to this move now to then send it down the inside without knowing whether the guy's going to defend or not, and then you just drive into the back of that person. These next few corners, genuinely, I don't think we'll see anyone overtaking through. If you're side by side through here, you're wasting a lot of time, and I think it's just worth sitting behind and waiting. Just be right behind them all the way through this section. You don't want to send it here. You're both going to lose heaps amount of time to the person behind you. You may even want to lift off cautiously and stay behind them here. Because if you send it, this is a medium risk overtaking spot, and again, it ruins your run onto the main straight. So overtaking into the final corner, although it can be done, is not a smart move. Main straight and the hairpin in the middle of the circuit, those are the main overtaking zones. That's pretty much it from me. If I don't see you on chat this week, I'll see you next week for the next video here on the Racing Line. Peace!